Prince William stands in for King Charles as doctors deem event too much for monarch. Prince William has filled in for King Charles at a D-Day event today, as the ceremony was deemed too much for his father. The king missed the ceremony at Omaha Beach to commemorate the Normandy Landings in light of his ongoing cancer treatment. Instead, William took his place, and was joined by world leaders President Joe Biden, and French President Emmanuel Macron. Charles embarked on his first overseas trip since being diagnosed with cancer in January, arriving at Ver-sur-Mer, Normandy earlier in the day for a UK national commemorative event for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Welcome to Royal Pancakes. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any news about the British monarchy. However, he did not attend the international event with world leaders on Omaha Beach later in the afternoon, with royal sources confirming that he had taken the advice of doctors who considered the ceremony a step too far. The king was reportedly delighted that his son could deputise for him for the first time. A palace source said, "While His Majesty's doctors are very encouraged with the progress made so far, the king is continuing with his treatment program, and thus we have to prioritise and protect his continued recovery. On that basis, each event/day has to be carefully calibrated, and given the king's other commitments on the day, it was advised that the international event later in the afternoon may be a step too far at this stage." He is of course delighted that the Prince of Wales will be attending to represent the nation. Following his cancer diagnosis earlier this year, the king stepped back from public-facing duties for several months. In April, Buckingham Palace confirmed the monarch would resume some duties, with certain engagements being adapted where necessary. A Buckingham Palace representative said, "His Majesty's medical team are very encouraged by the progress made so far and remain positive about the King's continued recovery. Forthcoming engagements will be adapted where necessary to minimize any risks to His Majesty's continued recovery. The pacing of the King's program will be carefully calibrated as his recovery continues, in close consultation with his medical team." Before heading to the Omaha Beach Memorial, William attended a ceremony at Juno Beach where he hailed the bravery and sacrifice made by Canadian D-Day heroes. Thousands of Canadian troops lost their lives at Juno Beach in 1944. The Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was pictured alongside the Prince of Wales ahead of his speech. He said, "I want to thank you, our veterans, for your extraordinary acts of bravery and sacrifice, on Juno Beach, and the liberation of Europe. All of you demonstrated heroism, and determination, that ensured fascism was conquered." The commitment to service displayed by Canadian troops is a great testament to the strength of the people of Canada. Canada and the UK continue to stand, side by side as we did in 1944. Just as strong together, 80 years later. On June 6, 1944, over 150,000 soldiers from the UK, the US, Canada and France attacked German forces on 5 different beaches in northern France. The unprecedented Allied campaign to liberate Western Europe, and defeat the Nazis was the largest seaborne invasion in history. It claimed the lives of 4,415 Allied personnel, including 1,449 British soldiers. Prince William could change Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie's, standing as his cousins have been snubbed by King Charles. Svar Nanan Sen, GB News Digital Royal Editor, and Cameron Walker, Royal Correspondent, discussed the upcoming Trooping the Colour on this week's episode of the Royal Record podcast. William's cousins are not working royals, but they often attend royal family events. They enjoy the Trooping the Colour festivities from above the Horse Guards parade alongside other royals not in the firm. Cameron said, "Maybe we will see Beatrice, Eugenie, Zara and Mike and the rest of them at Horse Guards, but in a private capacity, not particularly in front of the cameras, not taking part in doing any official duties. But at least they're supporting the working royals."